I'm suggesting is you just pray for these things one time. Okay? One time. And then from then on, the disciplined prayer, which would be every day, doesn't have to be long, is just giving thanks for what you've already prayed for. Okay? Because remember, we're trying to believe. Now Scripture tells us, what is faith? Faith is the evidence of things not seen, right? So the reality is that we're to understand, even from a spiritual perspective, is that even though we don't see the evidence, we believe by faith. Okay, that's what belief is. That's what belief is. Belief is not belief if you see it right before you and you have it. That is not the belief. That is just the knowing you have it. But when we're talking about belief, that's what we all go through. The things that we would like to see manifest in our lives, or in our children's lives, or in our spouse's lives, or whatever, the things we want to see manifest. So we've asked for it, but now we're believing it. So how do we believe it? We give thanks for it. So what I'm suggesting is the purpose of prayer, okay? The purpose of prayer is to create in us a belief, is to affirm in us that this thing has actually happened, even though we don't have the evidence, okay? That's 100%. That's the purpose of prayer. Because the power of the manifestation of the reality of which we desire is coming from within us anyway, okay? You remember that lady with the issue of blood that touched the hem of Jesus' garment? And the Scripture says, Jesus turned around and said, "Who touched me? Because I felt a virtue flow out of me." It was her. It was her pulling on that. That's how Jesus says, your faith has made you well. Do you believe? Because if you believe, all things are possible. Because it's your belief that brings into manifestation. Your belief. So your prayer isn't for the purpose of reminding God. I've heard people say you need to quote scriptures back to God. Why in the world would you need to do that? And the benefit of quoting scripture back to God maybe is while you're quoting it, you're thinking about it, but God doesn't forget anything. Your prayer is to affirm, create, and grow within you the belief to believe. It's to unconstipate you. If you don't have belief, you are spiritually constipated. That's why the well of water spring up in everlasting life. So what did the woman say in the next verse? In chapter 15 of the 4th chapter of John, she said, "Give me this water that I thirst not." She believed and she wanted it. And that's what we need to realize today. What I'm just suggesting today is number one, we just need to spend more time in prayer. And I don't mean more time in length, I mean more time in consistency, in days, every day.